Hi everyone, it's me, Krylios, Team Rayceen Productions MC and producer. And joining me today is the goddess of DC herself, the legendary, the iconic Rayceen Pendarvis.
Bam!
Hey Rayceen, how are you?
Hey, love, greetings and salutations. All.
I'm so excited for us to be here because we have a wonderful songstress in our midst. It's the one, the only, Cy Smith. Welcome.
Hello everybody. How are you?
Hello, hello, hello. We are doing great. We are doing fabulous. It is such a pleasure to get to chat with you today and have a cute little Kiki on
Yes.
Zoom. I
I
love it.
missed
I
you
love it.
both. I hope you guys are doing well.
We are
Yes,
doing
yes.
wonderful, child.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
It's
you.
so good to see you.
Thank you. It is great to see. It's great to see you again. Of course, if you're watching our channel, you can check out this channel to see our previous interview with Cy Smith. And we're so happy to have you back again here on this channel. And we are talking about the feeling good score, baby. So before we get started with that, for everyone who's watching for the first time, who may or may not know who Cy Smith is, let's give them a little introduction. So at this moment, I'd love for you to introduce yourself to our audience and let them know a little bit about your background and experience.
All right. Well, as you've already said, my name is Cy Smith. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, actress. I've been called many other things, but I'll just start with those four. I am originally from the DMV, born in New York, raised in DC, Maryland, PG County, and now I live in Los Angeles. I tour with a lot of different um, recording artist, but I've also released 5 studio albums, 3 EPs, 1 DVD, and the current single, which is Feeling Good.
I love it. I love it. And tell us about this single, Feeling Good. What inspired it and why did you want to get everyone in that good mood with this single?
Well, as you know, in 2020, some things went down
Mhm.
and shut the whole world down. And I was particularly grounded by the pandemic or the panty liner or the pandemonium or whatever
Or
you
the
want to call
panini.
it. The panini bread, the Panera bread. I was particularly grounded and my whole world came to a standstill.
Mhm.
And it launched me into not a complete depression, but it launched me into a funk. It was quite
Mhm.
humbling. I had to unlearn some things and relearn some things. And one
Mhm.
thing that I had to unlearn was that my value was somehow connected to my productivity as an
Mhm.
artist and my work. My value, I had to relearn, was just in the fact that I exist. And 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 in relearning that and finding my value in just being, just existing, just the fact that the Most High decided to put me here,
Mhm.
um, I had to relearn what my sources of joy are,
Mhm.
and not connect them to the things that I do for a living, but instead the things that I do to just feel good. Um,
Ah.
I
and,
love it.
and so at the end of the year of 2020, I recorded the famous song that Nina Simone made famous.
Mhm.
I recorded it with my good friend Dominique Xavier, and we put our own spin on it because that's what I do.
Yes.
Um, and I released it at the end of the year, going into 2021, because I really wanted to intentionally put some energy out there to help revive, enliven, and enlighten us, and so I released it at the beginning of 2021, end of 2020, for that reason. And so I'm touring on the single because I want my whole show to be about feeling good. I want my
Mhm.
whole show, the experience, I want everyone to come in possibly feeling one way, but leaving
Yeah.
with some joy in their lives so that they too can tap into a moment or a piece of something when they need to find their joy. I want maybe them to tap into how they felt at my show and that be a source of joy for them, you know?
I
And it
love
is.
that.
It's such a joy because every time over the many years I've seen you perform live, it's always a feel good experience. So
Thank
there,
you.
the feeling good, the tour, it just kind of brings it all full circle. Oh,
Thank you so much, Queen Rayceen. I appreciate that. And you know, it makes such a difference to me when people leave feeling good. But let me tell you something. To hear from a legend like yourself that you feel that way, it touches my spirit in a way that I can't even articulate. I have no words, you know.
oh,
So thank
bless
you
your
for
heart.
that.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you.
more than welcome.
Awesome.
But I can tell you what
Awesome.
I enjoyed the most were all of the concerts that you gave out on the patio, and you know, and I was, you know, you were saying, you know, I don't know now. You know, and I was
Thank you.
loving it. I felt like it was so needed.
Thank you.
You brought my spirit every time I would see it, and if I was having a bad day, it
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
brought me right back. You in the sunshine singing,
Oh.
and with Mother
Oh.
Nature and the earth and the
Mhm.
wind and everything, and your hair and everything. I was like, yes, darling, yes, give it to him. I said, be in
Thank
the
you.
midst of nature, honey. And it was
Thank
just,
you.
Yes. And
I
it's
would
one
look
of
at it
those
Appreciate it.
things
several
that
times.
you can't compare it with anyone, you know, feeling that being in nature, getting that music, like really, truly, honestly feeling good, really,
Thank
truly,
you.
honestly feeling good. And
Thank
so for
you.
people in the DMV, they're going to get that opportunity to see you at City Winery on May 22nd. It's
That's
such a lovely
right.
venue, by the way. How do you like City Winery, Sai?
You know what? I'm glad you said that because I've never actually played City Winery DC. I've
Ah.
only played City Winery Atlanta and City Winery Nashville and City Winery Boston. So I am
Ah,
very much looking forward to, you know, cracking my cherry at City Winery DC. This is really exciting for me.
certainly. Racing and I, we were just there a few weeks ago. We saw Deborah Bond there. Such a love.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So
Yes.
fabulous venue there. And we can't wait to see you there on May 22nd. It's a few days before my birthday.
Oh, is that
So
right?
yes, yes, it's just 3 days before my birthday. So it's going to be a great little birthday thing. And I know the
Yes.
tour is fully kicking off. You're going everywhere. Talk
Yeah.
about this tour, what it was like putting it together, and the cities that you have upcoming.
Man, putting it together is crazy because it's just a two-person team. It's just me and
Mm,
Marquetta Rodriguez, my partner, who helps me book everything. She helps me with production. She helps me with everything. I couldn't do anything without Marquetta Rodriguez. Shout out to her, you know.
mhm.
But and also, you know, I also tour with Chris Bodie, the trumpet
Oh,
player.
yes.
Yes, you
So
do.
finding spaces between his shows because he likes to stay on the road. Okay. so so doing the tour, booking these shows between doing Chris Bodie is quite a chore, but we
Mhm,
were able to find spaces
mhm.
um, and make it happen. So we've got, oh, am I still on? I can't tell. My
Oh, yeah,
screen
you are.
is
Oh,
You
you
are.
are.
frozen. Okay, good. So we started out in March in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then I
Mhm.
went to Houston. Then I went to Indianapolis. Oh, maybe it was February that I started. Yeah. Then I went to Indianapolis. Then the day that I got back from Indianapolis, y'all, I landed in LA, pulled up to my house, and my house had just caught on fire.
What?
What? So my husband comes out to the Uber to greet me and says, baby, there's been an incident. And I was like, what's going on? You know, I'm just all like,
Yeah.
and I see my dog, I see our dog on the porch of the house next door to us. I'm pointing, but we're not even in our house right now. Um, and and I see the whole neighborhood standing around looking at our house, and I was like, oh gosh, something really happened.
Mm-hmm.
Turned out, long story short, while he was letting the dog back in, while my plane was descending upon Los Angeles, the inside of the exterior wall in the back caught on fire, and the
Wow.
Wow.
whole wall went up. And the fire department came and put the fire out and left. And by the time I had gotten there, they had just pulled off. But when I walked into the front door, it looked like a hurricane, child. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
and when I got to the bedroom, the bed was tousled over and the mattress was on the
Mm-hmm.
wall, and they had cut a hole in the roof, so that the fire would go up instead of through.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that to say, I still had to keep the show going. I had to leave town 6 days later. We had to move into a hotel that night.
Wow.
Um, and we were in a hotel for 6 weeks before, we got situated in where we are now, which is a temporary house. It's going to be 9 months at least, before we can get back into our home. And
Wow.
I'm still on the road during all this time. I probably have done 22 shows since that happened, maybe 35 because I lost count. But but in between doing all of that and trying to get back and forth, I'm still living what I'm preaching, because I couldn't get caught up in what we seemingly lost. I still had to remember I still got my husband, I still got my dog. We're all in good health. We might have lost the back wall of our home, but for the most part, our possessions are okay. Like
Mm-hmm.
life is still good. Life is still good, you
Yup,
know,
yup, yup.
And
and
that's a
and
blessing because you know what? It's like the old people say, you don't look like what you've been through.
Mm.
hallelujah, hallelujah for that. And I'm
A word.
thankful. A word, a word. She don't look like what she been through, and you just never know what folks are going through. And I posted something about this on my page the other day, like. I was doing a show in Salt Lake City with Chris Bode the other night. I know I'm getting way off topic, y'all. I feel
But
like
we
I can
love it.
talk to y'all.
Yes, you can, and you can.
Okay. So I posted a picture from the dressing room in Salt Lake City, and I look, I'm like giving, right? It's a very
Yes.
fierce picture, but nobody knew that day my husband had called me and said our dog had been attacked by a pit bull and was in the hospital overnight. So mind you, we're living in a hotel. Our
Mm-hmm.
dog had just been attacked, and I have to go out on stage and sing, not even knowing if he's about to survive or not. You just
Mm.
never know what
Yes.
people are going through,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so in the post, I said, listen, if you see a performer, just know that what they're giving on stage might not reflect what they're actually going through.
Yeah.
And sometimes we need a little space. Sometimes we need a hug, or
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, and most of the times, we just need some grace. So if you see us after a show and we're not the way we see them on stage, there might be some things happening that you don't
Yeah.
know about. So so there's that, the
Definitely.
the
Definitely.
whole thing
But
about
see, here is the blessing.
uh-huh.
Music is that gift that heals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Music is the gift that heals our souls. And sometimes, as an artist,
Mhm.
when you are in the moment sharing that gift with
Mhm.
your band, the audience, and the energy that comes back, it's like a wave. It's like God waving to you. It's like a boomerang. You throw it back and it comes right back. And that
Yes.
energy is healing to you because you see what you how words heal and you
Mm-hmm.
connect with people and you see that sometimes somebody is going through what you're going through and you singing a lyric and you connect with that person and it's saying,
Yes.
baby, I know what you've been through. It's like the heart is healing in those
Yes.
moments
Mm-hmm.
and it's pulling
Yes.
on that energy and it's pulling in each other and then you connect.
That's so much of what it's about. It's so much of what it's about. And it's part of the reason, it's a big part of the reason why I do what I do, is for that actual direct connection,
Mm-hmm.
with people. You never know if I sing a lyric and I see somebody crying, there's a connection. Something just happened, you know, and I like to maintain it, you know, while
Mhm.
it's happening because I want to be able to touch people and I want them to be able to touch me back, you
Yeah.
know, in that kind of way. It's so important to me. So all of this has been going on while I've been touring.
Yes. And listen, you're still getting everybody together and letting
Still
them
here, honey. And what's so
Oh
fabulous is you still this fashion diva, honey, because every time you hit the stage, you be like, yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. That first week after the fire though, I might have smelled like barbecue because all of my clothes were in the
Yes.
smokiest of
Oh
closets.
goodness.
But it was all good. So I'm super excited to continue the Feeling Good tour, like you just said,
Mhm.
May 22nd at City Winery, DC. 3 days later on your birthday, May 25th, I'll be
Mhm.
in Atlanta at
Mhm.
City Winery there. And for the City Winery shows, I'm excited because I'm bringing my girl, Be My Fiasco. She's an artist
Oh.
on foreign exchange music, and she's super dope. I just love her to death. She's from Dallas, Texas, but now she lives in Raleigh. And her album Where I Left You is so good. Y'all got to get into it.
Mhm.
She's giving everything. Just she's young and cute and fine and she's just I just love it. Her energy is like a bubble with a sunflower inside of it. I
I
love
I
love it.
love
Like,
it.
it's so funny because I love the fact how you are an artist who supports other artists. That
Yes.
that is such a because if it, you could easily be I'm a diva in my own right, and even be given well no darling I don't do that I don't do no oohs and ahs I don't do that. But honey, you were ooh, ah, cool, shimmer and glisten and stride. Like I saw you on, I think it might have been a year ago,
Uh-huh.
backing up someone on one of the late night shows. And you was
Yeah.
giving this funk vibe. All y'all was giving me this 70s funk vibe. Y'all was
Yes.
turning it, honey. I was like, yeah, I was so into I was getting my life off the artist. And then I said, wait a minute, that's Sai in the back. And I was like,
Yes,
You know
that
it.
was Saint Vincent is the artist,
yeah.
and we did SNL. That was my first Saturday Night Live, and we also
Iconic,
yes,
iconic,
it was so
iconic.
much fun, and I think we also did Jimmy Fallon.
Silent.
Yes,
Yeah,
we sure did.
yeah. Oh, I'm so
Beautiful.
glad you saw that. Yeah, I
I'm
look. I am not above giving a doot doot dot dot, and a whoop whoop wop wop.
We love it. We
look,
love
at the
it.
end day, it all goes to the bank and clears.
There you
Yes,
go.
like, and even more importantly than going to the bank, as you know, it gives into your own artistry.
Hmm.
It's everything I do is about building my knowledge of my craft,
Yeah.
and I can't just, I being a solo artist is fun. I love it. It's part of what I love to do in
Hmm.
terms of, creating a character and telling these stories. But there's the musicianship, there's the choreography, there's the being a part of a band. All of that is
Hmm.
part of the craft, you know.
Yeah.
And I love
Certainly.
all of it. I love
Can I
all of
tell
it.
you what brings me so much joy? How you weave funk, soul, pop, jazz. But when I see you in your ingenue moments and you are up there with this full orchestra, and madam, when you are, oh, I say you saunter onto the stage, and your presence and all that you can. I said, yes, yes, bring Mother Earth and all of this with this.
Oh,
And it is just like you glide right
thank
into,
you.
and it's like, oh my God. And it's oh,
Thank
I
you.
scream every time I see you. And every time I see you. And what is so wonderful is how Chris, especially when you're with Chris,
Hmm.
it is such a celebration of this artist, how he elevates you and lifts you. And
Oh,
and it's such a it's such a beauty. Y'all have what you've built is that kind of wonderful kind of brother sister kinship, like the
That musical chemistry, that
it
musical
is. You will
chemistry
look
that
back
really
on y'all. What you've created is like a modern day Roberta Flack and Donny
Oh,
Hathaway. And that's the
wow.
kind of energy you guys have created
Wow.
in this moment of here we are creating what we're creating. And we are,
Yeah.
you know, standing on the shoulders of so many others. And it's so beautiful.
So
It's
many
so
others.
beautiful.
I thank you for seeing that and thank you for bringing that up. It's been really wonderful working with Chris all of these years, and he has been so generous as to sort of let me create my chair. You know, like what
Mhm.
before I joined the band, he had another singer and she's awesome. Um, but what she did was very different than what I do and and what I came to do in the band, you know, uh, which was not something I immediately stepped in doing. I kind of had to figure it out, you know. And then one day I was like, you know, I don't want to just wear a dress. I think I want to wear a gown, you know. And then you know, I was like, Chris, I would like to enter from the audience rather than enter on the stage, you know, all of these things. And he let me build on that more and more and more, and it really allowed me to step into something that wasn't there before, and I love it. I
I
love it.
love it. Oh,
And
that
you
is.
when you said you scream when you see me with the orchestras, you should see me at rehearsal with the orchestras. I am screaming like I've never heard it before. They play
Yes.
that first thing, and I'm like, and I gotta pull it together. The
Yes.
thought of you, you know. But it's really it's so much fun for me. It's so much fun for me.
I
Um,
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
and
Well,
can I
no,
just
go
say
ahead. No,
this
you
too?
go.
I'm so sorry. Look, I can just talk. Look. But after after the city winery shows,
Hmm.
I'm taking it back to Tennessee, which is where
Hmm.
my roots are from on my
Yeah.
mother's side. So I'm doing a show on June 4th at the Promised Land Music and Heritage Festival in Charlotte, Tennessee. So speaking
Mm.
on standing on the shoulders of the people who came before us, Promised Land was one of the first Black settlements after the Civil War in Tennessee, and it was
Oh,
founded by my family. Um,
wow.
yes.
That
So
is such
I,
an important legacy, and it's now come full circle that you're performing. That is amazing.
yes, so I'm performing on the grounds where we used to be enslaved, and then later we came back and bought it
Mm,
and raised our
mm,
families there. So my
mm,
ancestors, you know, bought this, you know, 5,000 acres of land and raised their families there. And I'm
mhm.
going back to perform on that ground. And my mother actually gave me 5 acres right next to the plot of land where I'll be performing, right next to the one-room schoolhouse, which is still standing, where my mother
Wow.
went to school and
Mm.
her folks went to school and their folks went to school. So I'm super, super excited to be able to go back and put my feet in that soil and put my beat in that soil. And
Oh my goodness.
it's gonna be super, super cathartic for me, you know.
Amazing. So, so, so amazing.
Ooh,
So
girl,
amazing.
I can just hear your ancestors. Ooh,
You know,
Yes, yes.
I
yeah.
hope I'm making them proud. I hope
You
I'm
are
making them
making them
proud.
proud, honey. You know, and it's like
Certainly.
when you hit that stage, their spirits will be with you. They will be
You know,
resonating.
Yes,
one can
yes.
only hope, you know, but they put it all in me, you know, so it is only, you know, it's only proper that I give it back, you know.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Well,
Um,
Sai, how
yes.
can people follow you, keep up with what's going on, get tickets to the show, keep up with the shows, keep up with the tour? How are they able to do that?
Well, Krylios, let me tell you.
Yes.
Folks can keep up with me in cyberspace at cyberspace on Instagram. That's
Mhm,
SYBERSPACE. If you are
mhm,
on Facebook, which is the page you're showing, oh, just a minute ago, it's
mhm,
Facebook/Cy Smith Music, all one word. And if you're on the Twitters, I'm out in them tweets too. It's at
mhm.
cyberspace, SYBERSPACE. And if you forget all of that, if none of that rings a bell and you can't remember, just go to sysmith.com. Old school websites. We still have them. So just spell
I
my
love
name,
it.
SY. Just call my name and I'll be there in
I'll
a
be
moment.
there. Yes.
Okay.
You literally sounded like Diana Ross. Like you fully were Diana in that moment.
Oh,
I love it. I love it.
And I my music is all over the place. If you know have the Alexas on hand, you can just say, Alexa, play Cy Smith. Alexa, play Feeling Good by Cy Smith. Alexa, play, whatever you want to hear. Just
Okay,
ask
no, my
Alexa to
Alexa is
play
shuffling songs by Cy Smith. So Alexa, please stop.
it. Alexa, please stop. Wait, Alexa, hold up.
And of course, we will have the website in the link below, in the description below, so that people can go ahead and keep up to date and be able to
Yes.
follow you and, get music, get tickets, and see what is going on with the amazing Cy Smith. Cy, it's been such a pleasure getting to chat with you today,
Oh,
getting to talk about the tour and getting to pick your brain and just have a cute little kiki
a
with
cute
all
little
of us.
kiki. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me back.
oh, we love you.
Our conversations are always so good for me. I always walk away from the computer like, oh, I needed that. So thank you for having me.
Oh, and we need
Thank
you.
you. Yes,
I'm sending
I,
you this hug, but I'm gonna give you a big
uh,
hug when I see you.
okay, and I'm gonna have a T-shirt for if I see both of you. I'll have a
yes.
feeling good T-shirt for both of
Thank
you.
Oh, I
you.
love
Okay.
that.
Well,
Look,
thank
Yes.
you. Well, we'll see you at City Winery May 22nd. We can't wait.
Yes.
Everyone, get your tickets
And I'm
now.
gonna
Thank
I'm
you
gonna be
so
singing
much.
Happy Birthday to you.
Yes! Oh my God, yes, it's going to be my birthday. I love the attention, so I'm looking forward to it. And of
All right.
course, to our viewers, please follow Team Rayceen Productions at Team Rayceen on all forms of social media. Click around our YouTube channel, check out our other interviews, lives, vlogs, forums, and more. And while you're there, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But baby, most of all, thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.
Bye.